Hello everyone. Welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we'll continue with the chapter Adjective. In this session, we'll discuss part 2. In part 1, we have already discussed definition and types of adjectives. Now in this session, let's elaborate all those types of adjectives. So here we'll start with the first type, that is descriptive adjectives. Now, as I told you before as well, the descriptive adjectives are the adjectives that actually tells us the quality, shape, size, color of a noun. Now, the adjectives describe about the noun. So, it describes the qualities or attributes of nouns and provide more information about their appearance, size, shape, color, etc. For example, beautiful, tall, red, intelligent, delicious. So all these are descriptive adjectives. Now we have quantitative adjectives. Now what are quantitative adjectives? As I told you that there are two types of adjectives. Let's discuss. First we have numeral adjective. Then we have quantitative adjective. Now we'll discuss the difference between both of these. So we know well that we have two types of nouns, that is either it is countable or uncountable. Now if the nouns are countable nouns, they are qualified by numeral adjectives. It means we can say that numeral adjectives qualify countable nouns, whereas quantitative, because this tells the quantity of something, and we know well that uncountable nouns are those which can be measured but which cannot be counted. So in case of quantitative adjective, they tells us the quality of uncountable nouns. So adjectives which qualify countable nouns are known as numeral adjectives, whereas which can qualify uncountable nouns are known as quantitative adjectives. Now let us further elaborate this. There are two types of numeral adjective. One is definite numeral adjective and other is indefinite numeral adjective. Now what are the difference between these two? Definite, when we actually know the number of something, it can be further divided into two parts, that is cardinal numbers and ordinal numbers. Now we have two types of numbers, cardinal and ordinal. Cardinal are 1, 2, 3 and so on, whereas ordinals are first, we can write it in this manner as well, second, third and so on. So these are ordinal numbers. But here we know the definite of something. For example, if I say first chapter, it means I'm talking about first chapter only. And this chapter is countable, therefore we have counted it as first one. So this is definite numeral adjective, or you can say ordinal definite numeral adjective. We use the always before an ordinal adjective. Also, if I say there are 3 boys. Now boys, noun, countable, we can count these boys and they are 3. So this is definite numeral adjective. DNA, it's definite numeral adjective. Now in case of indefinite, we use words many, because many is used with countable, but I cannot tell you, we cannot specify the actual number of the things, but we can count them. So many is indefinite numeral adjective. We can use also words like some, all, several, few. Now all these words are used in indefinite numeral adjective. For example, if I say many boys, now I can count the boys, but in case of many boys, I cannot tell you the exact number of how many boys I'm talking about. But of course, I can count the boys. So this is called many, that is indefinite, in which the number is not definite, number is not fixed. If I say there are many stars in the sky, many stars in the sky, we know well, we have learned in the chapter of noun as well that the stars are countable, we can count them. But we don't know the definite number of those. So there are many stars in the sky, and this is uncountable. This is indefinite in numbers. They are countable, but they are indefinite in number. Therefore, many is indefinite numeral adjectives. Adjective. Now, in case of uncountable noun, we use those nouns which are not counted in terms of 1 to 3. For example, if we have milk, can we count milk? No, we can measure it. There are some nouns that cannot be counted, but that those can be measured. For example, milk, water, sugar, these can be measured but not counted. So this is called quantitative adjective, or sorry, uncountable noun. For example, if I say much milk, enough money, we know well that money is uncountable. But if I say she has enough money, now money is noun and enough is an adjective, is a quantitative adjective which is qualifying the word money. So we can use the word much, a good deal of, a great deal of, little, enough, all, no, some, etc. All these are examples of quantitative adjective. Here we have some words like all, no, some, these words. These words can be used both as numeral as well as quantitative adjective. Both numeral and quantitative adjective. Because we can write, we can say some students. Students are countable and we are using word some, that is correct. Some water. Now water is uncountable and we are using the word some. So both this word some is correct in both the cases. The sum can be a numeral adjective as well as a quantitative adjective. So these are the further description. This is the further description of numeral adjective as well as quantitative adjective. Now let's have another some important examples and rules regarding this. Now we have demonstrative adjectives, agree in number, singular or plural. For example, with the noun they modify. I like these apples. Now apples are plural, so I write these. As I told you, when we have word this, that, these, those. Now we know well that this and that is used for singular noun and singular form of verb. Whereas these and those are used with plural noun and plural form of verb. So in case of this and that, we use singular noun and singular form of verb. Whereas with these and those, we use plural noun and plural form of verb. They are followed by plural noun as well as plural form of verb. Because these are used in plural sense, whereas that or this are used in singular sense. That movie is only one, so that movie is interesting. So I'm talking about a particular movie and that movie is very interesting. So that is qualifying the word movie. Movie is a noun, whereas that is a demonstrative adjective. So, and it is interesting. So interesting is a descriptive adjective. It is also an adjective and it is descriptive adjective. Because it is telling us the quality of the movie. That movie was really interesting. Now, indicate proximity. Now, what is proximity? When we have demonstrative adjectives indicate the proximity of the noun to the speaker. Proximity is the position or distance or the place of the noun. This car is mine. Now this car, so car is a noun and this is stressing on this word noun. So this is a demonstrative adjective which is used with the car. Those birds are flying high. Now birds are nouns. Those are just used before it, so it is again a demonstrative adjective and is qualifying the word birds because it is far from the speaker. Now possessive adjective, as I told you, my, your, his, her, its are there. Now just after this, that like we have my, so I can say my car. This is the phrase my car. So my is a possessive adjective and used just before the noun. But if I say the car is mine, in this sentence we can see we have used the word mine. It is also showing the possession, but it is not used just before the noun. So this is a possessive pronoun. Whereas this is just used before the noun. So this is possessive adjective. So this is the difference between possessive adjective and possessive pronoun. Now if I write a sentence like this is yours book, is the sentence correct? No, not at all. This is your book. One thing we should keep in mind that your is a possessive adjective, whereas yours is a possessive pronoun. So both of these are possessive cases. And we use apostrophe s to show or to make something in possession case, to make something possessive. Now, if I write this word like this word is itself a possessive adjective, and apostrophe s again shows the possession of something, possession case. So this is incorrect word. This word does not exist, we can say. It means this is incorrect because we cannot make possessive adjective a possessive one. We cannot make possession a possession. It is already in possessive case, otherwise it will be a superfluous. So this word is incorrect. If you have written an application, you should write, you must have written yours faithfully. When in salutation you write, when at the corner you write yours faithfully or obediently. You must have written the word yours and not an apostrophe, not your. If I write yours faithfully, this is incorrect. We might not get the leave just because this word yours is incorrect. This word does not exist. We use yours faithfully, and that yours is a pronoun. We do not use apostrophe with s with it because your itself is a possessive case. Now, possessive adjectives agree in number again, singular or plural, masculine and feminine. With the noun, they modify. His pen is on the table. Now, pen, his is used for a singular person, a boy. Pen is a noun, so his pen, it means we are talking about only one pen. So, is on the table. So, his is a masculine, singular. The books are on the shelf. Now, books are plural, and there is also plural. So, their books are on the shelf. But I can write this as well. His pens are expensive. Now, if I see this, so his is used for one person, one boy, but he has many things. He has many pens. So pens are noun. So for this noun, we use are, that is plural verb. So if there is a word like this, any possessive adjective we are using, we have to follow it in the later sentence as well. For example, his pen is lying on the table and he took it from there. So his pen is lying on the table. He took. So we have used as the subject begins. That is his pen. So his pen is used for a boy. So only he will be used after it. So this is an agreement regarding number, the masculine, feminine, gender, and now possessive adjectives are used without an apostrophe to show possession. As I told you, her bag is blue. This is incorrect. Use her bag because her is an adjective and hers is a pronoun. If we have a noun just after it, we should use adjective, not pronoun. We can say this blue bag is hers, or the blue bag is hers, or we can say her bag is blue, but we cannot say hers bag. Also, we do not use apostrophe with any of the possessive words. Interrogative adjectives. These adjectives are used to ask questions about qualities or identities of nouns. For example, which, what, whose, when. For example, which shoes do you like? Now, which shoes? So, shoes are noun, which is an interrogative adjective because it has been just used before the noun. What subject is he studying? Now, subject is noun. What is an interrogative adjective because it has been used just before the noun. Now, indefinite adjectives. For example, a, and, some, any, several, few, all, many. So, all these are indefinite adjectives. We can use each and every also here, whereas each and every are distributive adjectives as well. Now, indefinite adjectives can be used with both countable and uncountable nouns. There are few students, some milk. So these words we have already discussed in numeral indefinite adjectives. Now here we have some more words, that is few and little. This we'll discuss later on. Now numeral adjectives we have already discussed. I have already told you about these adjectives like 1, first, second, 20. So it is further divided into two parts, that is definite and indefinite. Other is definite, cardinal and ordinal. And indefinite is many, some, all, but the words which qualify countable nouns only. And if it is qualifying uncountable nouns, then it is quantitative adjective. Use with countable nouns. Numeral adjectives are used to indicate the exact number or order of countable nouns. There are 3 apples. It means we are talking about only 3 apples. So apples are countable and we know the exact number. He is the first person. So first is an ordinal number. And it is showing the order of something. So the first is ordinal number and also the ordinal numeral adjective. Now, if I write both the words cardinal and ordinal in the same sentence, we'll first write, suppose the sentence is, he has read first 4 chapters of this book. Now, in the sentence, we can see the word first. We always write the before any ordinal number. He has read the first 4 chapters. Now, 4 is cardinal number, whereas first is ordinal number. So, the sequence of ordinal and cardinal should be ordinal comes prior to the cardinal number. Numeral adjectives are cardinal, ordinal, and multiplicative. Now, Cardinal numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. First, second, third, fourth, etc. are ordinal numbers. Whereas there is one more category, that is multiplicative, single, double, triple, etc. Now, adjectives can be further classified on the basis of degree of comparison. Now, this part is again very important. Now, what are degree of comparison? So let's discuss the degree of comparison. We have three degrees of comparison, three degrees of adjectives. First, we have positive degree of adjective. Then we have comparative degree of adjective. And then we have superlative degree of adjective. So here we have word comparison. It means to compare something with something else. Now, if we are comparing two or more things, we use a degree of adjective. For example, if we have two persons and we compare them on the same level, on some same extent. For example, I say A is as beautiful as B, or Anita is as beautiful as Babita. So there are two persons, two girls, and I'm comparing both of them, but at the same level, that they are both same. They both are same. Anita is as beautiful as Babita. It means both are same. Both are beautiful on the same extent, on the same level. So this is called positive degree of adjective, where we compare two persons on the same level. When we compare on same level or to the same extent. In case of comparative degree, one is more or one is less. Here we can say equal, here we can say greater than or less than. Suppose I say A is taller than B. It means I'm comparing two persons A and B, and I'm saying one is more and one is less. It means simply the comparison has been shown, in which one is more or the other thing is less. This is called comparative degree. Here we speak about two persons. Here also we talk about two persons or compare two persons. Now, if one is compared with all, one it is unique from all. One is compared from all. For example, if I say he is the tallest boy in his class, it means he's taller than any other boy in his class or any other student in his class. So when one is compared with many or when one is compared with all, that is known as superlative degree of adjective. So one to all, when one is compared to all, this is called superlative degree. We always use the before superlative degree of adjective. For example, he is the best person that I've ever seen. In case of superlative degree of adjective, if it is in a sentence and we need a relative pronoun over there, we use that we have already discussed in the chapter of pronoun. The book is interesting. Now we are just saying that the book is interesting. This is a positive degree of adjective. We are saying that this book is interesting. Now, if I write a word in a positive degree, it can be converted into comparative degree, it can be converted into superlative degree. Though there are several tricks, but they are not applicable everywhere. But we'll read some of them. For example, if I say beautiful, If I say, suppose tall. Now, for beautiful, the comparative degree of it we can make more beautiful, and superlative degree is most beautiful. Tall, comparative degree taller, superlative degrees tallest. So, used to compare now comparative degrees. This is positive degree when the base form of an adjective is used to describe single noun without comparison. This is called positive degree of adjective, or we compare on the same level. Compare on same level. This is called positive degree of adjective. Comparative degree used to compare two nouns and usually formed by adding er or using more. This book is more interesting than the other one. We always use then in case of comparison. So this book is more interesting than the other one. So here I'm using the word then. Also with interesting, I have used the prefix more to make it a comparative degree. Here a trick is there, but this is not applicable everywhere. The syllable. Syllable is actually the pair of consonant and vowel together. It means first we have vowel in a sentence, then we have consonant. This pair, vowel and consonant, is known as syllable. For example, we have word in which we have only one syllable. We use er and est to convert a word into comparative and superlative respectively. But if we have more than one syllable, we use more or most to convert the word into comparative and superlative respectively. For example, in this word interesting, now one, two, three, four, there are four pairs of syllables. So in this case, we use more interesting and most interesting. But if I say a word thin, okay, not thin, let us take some other word like tall. Now here we have only one syllable, that is A and L, first vowel, then consonant. So this will be converted like taller and tallest into comparative and superlative respectively. So these are some forms by which we can convert a positive degree into comparative and superlative respectively. But this rule is not applicable everywhere. Clever is an exception to this rule. There can be many other exceptions as well. So let's discuss another. Superlative degree used to compare three or more nouns and usually formed by adding est or using most. We can say when we compare one to all, that is called superlative degree of adjective. This is the most interesting book in the library. It means out of all the books, this is the only one which is most interesting. This is the most interesting of all. So this is called superlative degree of adjective. Also with most we use the. Now again simple. Whenever we have a syllable uh, in an adjective, we have to check the syllables, the number of it. If there are only two syllables or one syllable, if there is only one syllable, we use er or est to convert the word into comparative and superlative respectively. But if it has more than one syllable, we can use more and most to convert the word into comparative and superlative respectively. Now let us move further. With the next session, and let's over the session right now. So meet you in the next session. Thank you.